Black and white, direct overhead. Black and white, direct overhead. Gang stalking for uploading reptilian shapeshifter movies to YouTube. Reptilian exposure. Reptilians, serpents living among us. So this is psychological warfare that's used against people for exposing the reptilian overlord situation that we have here in the world.
Well, Charles resembles in both ways, in human form and in reptilian. He resembles Pindar. He's shorter though in reptilian form than Pindar, but the way that the reptilian, the nose shapes into the snout at that point, and the jaw becomes the underpart.
Well, friends, I don't know what I'm going to say into this camera. It's real windy all of a sudden, but I'm just going to start talking because, whew, has it been a mud of a day. Man. Yeah, so found out that unemployment assistance, the pandemic relief that I've been getting, looks like that's going to be cut off. I'm pretty sure, because what they're doing is they're saying that they sent me this letter saying that you may be found ineligible. Oh, and if we find you eligible during this period and we make payments to you, but you're found ineligible, then you're going to have to pay the money back. Yeah, likely when you don't have the money anymore, so now you're screwed. And then if you don't pay it back, God knows what they could do. Maybe close your account, or you basically be a fugitive. Or who knows what they could do? Or like just use that as an opportunity to continuously hound you or something else. And of course, that the reason I'm starting this blog right now is because the wind started up. That's why. So that the microphone, the sound will be all messed up. See. Anyway, just had to get that on my chest. But you know what? It was just. I tell you. Okay, that's number one. Then my car failed smog, which means now. And so here, in case you're not familiar with that, if you don't pass smog and you can't register your car, you can't drive. So, my car is like old, and they send me a thing. So that's $75 added to the cost of driving. So you have $1,000 for the insurance, $150 for the registration, then and then $75 to have the smog, and that's if you don't need to have something corrected, which I do now. So then, and God knows how much that'll be. Like, who knows? It could be like, I hope not. But I mean, if it's like $2,500, I'm done. I'm baked. I have, I can't continue driving. So, and then it was just like one thing after the other. What's interesting is Satan and the devils know when shit goes wrong for you. They know when something's gone wrong. And they buzz the hell out of me. Helicopters buzzing, and people get in my way in traffic. And it's weird how it all just like piles on. And I remember a friend of mine saying that he thinks that people are paranoid that it's all connected, but actually it's not. But actually, he just didn't get it. Of course, it's connected. Now you can of course be like paranoid, thinking that stuff's happening against you, but it's not. But if you have discernment with the Spirit and understanding God's Word, that these devils are on the attack. When they got you down, they know when to pile on. Especially if you're a targeted individual, or you've had stuff come against you as a Christian because or maybe even like you have psychic, you have like some psychic ability, or you had a dream when you were a kid or something like that. People tell me all the time, that people who contact me, or people who support me, or people who like to watch my channel, it's because they had like some sort of psychic ability. So they do pile on. So it was that, and then in the coffee shop where I go to, actually the bookstore, to after I found out my smog failed, then of course it was one of those days when some inconsiderate little 16-year-old punk sits down next to me and uses the speakerphone to talk to his friend. Instead of using like this, just the speakerphone like that. And like totally annoying, and other people are like getting up and leaving because like they can't stand it, And it was just one of those days when I got piled on, and So it was just pretty nasty. So let's see, what am I going to talk about then after all this stuff's gone wrong? You know, it's just one of those really challenging days. It's like 101 degrees. Let's see. You know, I've been thinking about, okay, here's what I've been thinking about talking about. Might as well go ahead and talk about it now. And the thing is about the alien invasion. The alien invasion, I think, is real due to Isaiah 13:5, which says, "They come from a far country, even the Lord and his weapons of indignation." And then you see the word constellations, and you know that when it says heavens, there's nothing else that you can attach to heavens that it's talking about there when it says constellations other than space, outer space. So when it says they come from a far country, what's happening is this is probably an alien race that the Lord, because it says they come from the Lord, even the weapons of his indignation. So this is some, you know, beings on some other planet somewhere who probably, who knows what happened. Maybe my Anna flew over there and gathered them up. I was kind of thinking, that's what I thought. I was thinking earlier today, maybe that's what was happening, but because she's been gone for a while and she was doing all kinds of stuff. She was trashing satellites, you know, breaking them up. And you're not going to hear about this anywhere, you know, like people talking about satellites breaking up everything. Now, I don't expect you to believe it. I'm just saying for any of you that might believe me when I told you that this stuff is true, maybe in hindsight, so other stuff gets proven true, that you'll realize I was telling the truth about all this. But in any case, of course, I don't expect you to believe, you know, just some guy talking about this. But so my Anna was in the spirit. So it's like this powerful being that could exist outside of its body and not, you know, and not go either to heaven or hell or whatever, some other limbo or some other place that souls go. But she was flying around the earth and doing all kinds of stuff and everything. And she was emailing me, and she even gave me a call. But when she calls me, it uses a lot of her energy because she's using a body that she created of another person that that is kind of like a half in, half out, sort of half physical, half spirit being, kind of like a hybrid kind of thing. But she didn't splice genes or anything to make this person. It was just a spontaneous creation. And I have evidence of all that, but you know, pictures and video and everything, and I have, you know, regular conversations. But the thing is, I can't talk about it too much. It's going to be in the book. I'll explain it all in the book. The book is going to be called, by the way, Jerua Above All. And I'm glad that the wind's starting up, so that the sound will be messed up, you know, so that way it'll kind of look more authentic, you know. But whew, boy, mud of a day. So now look at that, guys. So think about this with all this BS now that we're seeing about I mean, everybody, even in the ufology community and you know, truth revelators, but they're not Christians. Even they realize that this stuff being released by the government is total BS. It's like they're getting ready for like a false alien invasion scenario. Well, they've been talking about this false alien scenario for a long time, okay? But Richard Bruce says no, it's not a false alien scenario. There's going to be a real alien invasion, and what's happening is Satan is getting out in front of it to say that it's, you know, it's just some random alien invasion, blah blah blah. We have to, you know, this is going to be the enemy. But remember, I'm saying that this is the Lord coming. The Lord coming with his weapons of indignation from a far country, from the constellations, from the heavens, okay? Bringing some kind of extraterrestrials against America, because this is it's in Isaiah 13, which is the speaking of the downfall of America, Babylon, which also Jeremiah 50 and 51 is addressing. So it's, you got Isaiah 13 and 14, you got Revelation 17 and 18, and then you got well, okay, so anyway, those, and so I'm saying it's going to be an alien invasion, but it's an alien invasion from the Lord against America. Now, I don't know how that fits in with the Revelations thing where it's the nations gathered against her. They come from the north country. But maybe it's, who knows? You know, another thought is that it's the Russians' secret space. They make an alliance with some extraterrestrials, and the Lord has arranged all this. You know, maybe the Russians or the Chinese or the Germans. Actually, we don't know what all countries may have a part in the secret space program. According to Scripture, what I found, it was it says that this coalition of 3 nations comes against Babylon to destroy it. It's Iran, Turkey, and Germany. And I don't know why Turkey, you know, who knows, but maybe they were involved in getting those extraterrestrials to come against America, and they're gonna do it in. And so, yeah. But also the way I read it is the redemption of Jerusalem, which takes place in Babylon, should happen before that invasion. Because I think when that invasion comes, that's pretty much the end for America. And it doesn't seem to be any other reason why Jerusalem would be redeemed in America unless she was supposed to do something there first. Maybe gather out all the elect and lead them back to the homeland. You know, the true Israel. So that's my take on it. There actually is going to be an alien invasion, but it's from the Lord. Check it out. Check out Isaiah 13:5. It's right there. The weapon, the Lord with his weapons of indignation. That's the revenge against America, because who knows what nations are involved in the secret space program, which the Russians have, the Germans have, the Japanese are involved, the Chinese, I believe, have the secret space, and they may have made the Lord may have arranged an alliance with extraterrestrials to gather, and they presented the evidence to these justice-minded extraterrestrials and had them come. And they said, hey, look what America's doing, which is the ruling party of the world. Look what they're doing with all this stuff, and you know, this and that and the other. And so they said, okay, and they piled up in their spaceships and coming over. And it says that the sky will be darkened in those days. The sun will be darkened, but the moon will not give their light, and the stars will not give their light. Who knows? Maybe that's because there's going to be so many ships in the sky that's going to block out the sun. There's going to be, you know, all these alien cruisers. And the scripture also says in Amos that I believe there's a corresponding in Amos 9:2, I think it is. And they march in armies and straight ahead, and nothing can get in their way, and they just smash everything, and they crawl up in the windows and everything. That could be like alien soldiers, and they'll just rip everything in America, just rip it, you know, crawling in. Like, who knows? Maybe they have like robotic alien spiders just going, just ripping everything apart. I would update a little bit on the Mark of the Beast thing. There's a lot of people saying that it's going to be, you know, the microchip. And at first, okay, so on the Penile Nagunde channel, just came out today. There's this one guy named forget what was the name of the preacher. What was his name? Dang, I can't remember. Adam, whatever. So anyway, the guy says, in his prediction, and by the way, just to understand, I don't want to speak against people. I don't know whether what they're saying is true or not, but I'm just saying that I hold in reserve until I can see something that really backs up what somebody's saying. So I'm not saying I believe, I'm not saying I disbelieve, I hold in reserve. But the only reason I talk about it is because I think there's some things there on the Penile Nagunde channel that are true, and they sound true. I don't think they're making them up, but a lot of stuff could be made up. I told this one angel, Angel B, about this one thing that this lady said about a serpent hiding in that black cube that the Muslims march around, you know, in Mecca, and he said that was a story, that there was no serpent there. But I don't know, you know, like he was saying, oh, you know, you could make up any kind of story you like. That's kind of like, he didn't directly say it was false, but you know, kind of indicated that. So like I said, I don't know. That could actually be true, and that angel is not accurate, because I don't think he was accurate on everything. And by the way, in case you're wondering, these angels, you know, there's a reason why some of these dudes might have gone fallen, because they're not like all perfect like the Lord. So, and this one time I pissed off Angel B pretty bad, but it was his own damn fault because he started it with me. Like he was saying that I backed down from the fight because he challenged me to a fight because he was like, you know, he's just got a lot of testosterone, I think, for an angel. By the way, he's that big muscular man that I said with the long blonde hair and basically naked with his dong hanging out. That's what I heard. I mean, that's what I gathered from it. And you know, maybe I'm wrong. He says he never looked at himself in the mirror, so I don't know. But in any case, so he was saying that, yeah, it's just a story, you know. Okay, yeah, you know, why don't you make up stories like that? You know, you could maybe, you know, sell those stories. You know, I'm like, okay, but yeah, they're not all perfect and they're not all knowing. Oh yeah, he started a fight with me because I didn't start at all. I didn't challenge him at all or anything, but it was like he likes this one angel who was a bird beast. So I was telling you about this bird beast, and this angel liked this bird beast because when Angel A hugged her, he saw her true form because she transformed from a bird into her you know, human angelic form. And he said, oh, she was so beautiful, and he fell in love with her, and he was trying to hit on her. I was telling you this the other day, but he was like a caveman with a club, you know, taking his thing and saying, hey, you know, be my girl right now, goddammit. But she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And but anyway, so we were talking about his bird lady, okay? Oh, it's a little bit noisy, sorry. He was talking about his bird lady. And I don't know what happened, but he goes, okay, I challenge you to a fight or something like that. Like he was like, oh, I know what it was. Because just because what she had heard about me, I didn't even talk with her, but because of what she had heard about me, because Anna had told her that, you know, that you know, we were you know, good friends and everything. And she was liking me and like hearing about it. She's like, she wanted to hear all about me and like started talking about me. So I think that made him jealous, and that's why he challenged me to a fight. So he challenges me to a fight, and of course, you know, wait, but what's a human gonna do against an angel? This guy's like is bigger than this building, okay? Way bigger, and you know, in his true form, because when he was in a replica, no, he was in Anna's body, and the weight of it was so heavy that when they tried to, when these two Thai dudes that, you know, in Thailand, because she had fallen down in a bath, but then it was just only Angel B in her body. It was so heavy they couldn't drag. They couldn't drag it. They couldn't even move it. So they had to leave her there in this Thai bath that was underneath a homeless shelter. So yeah, pretty crazy. So I guess Angel B was getting jealous because his bird lady, or ladybird as he called her, and she had a name too, like Mamo Mamon, something like that. I forget what it was. Maybe I can find it. But I have it written down somewhere. I mean, it's all on my records, but my memory sucks, as you can plainly see. So she was talking about it, and then he got jealous. He said, I challenge you to a fight. And then he talks to me again, and I'm talking to him, and he comes at me with this assumption that I had backed down. I wasn't planning on backing down. I was going to say, okay, you know, even though it's, you know, it's a joke, because what I'm going to do, fight a huge angel, you know. It's like, you know, I mean, you know, it's not even a contest. You know, I don't even know why. That's what's the weird thing about it. Like, you know, the logic of these angels isn't perfect. It's like, why he challenged me to a fight? Because I think he's kind of like this. He's kind of like a kid. You know, I think he's like a kid for an angel. That's what Angel A said. That he's like a 5-year-old. And so, in any case, so he challenges me to a fight, and then he comes at me again, talks to me. Oh, I see. He says, oh, I see. You back down. And then I go, no, you didn't back down. I didn't back down. What it is you tried to camouflage that puss out. And basically that's what I said. And he got totally fucking pissed off. I mean, like, you damn human. Oh, God, you human, if I get a hold of you. But he's not allowed to come near me. And now, just so you know, that same angel is in jail for his misbehavior. Yeah. So, because I had told him, I gave him some advice, and I was being friendly to him. You know, I said, hey, look, I'll help anybody. And, you know, you're a family member. So, Yeah, I mean, the family of God kind of member, because he was a godly angel. I mean, he believed in Jesus Christ and everything else. And but I had sent him to the Great Library. I think I told you about that the other day. And so I had heard from several sources that there's like a great central place of God's knowledge, and it's where all like the angels and spirits and everybody goes to learn stuff. And so I said, listen, if you want to impress Ladybird, go there and brush up on knowledge, and then you can talk with her the same way the general does, because the general was some other angel that came up from the underworld to talk with Angel A. And this whole weird meeting, they're sitting there above the earth and everything. And so he goes there, and he runs into this character called Miss Oath, O-A-T-H, Oath, Miss Oath, Master of Chambers. Oath, Master of Chambers. And so she tries to help learn stuff, and then guess what? He takes and he locks her for a joke, or no, maybe she pissed him off or something like that, and then he locks her in one of these rooms. And then I said, oh man, and he told me that. I said, dude, you're totally blowing it, man. I mean, you got to go back and let her out and straighten things out and everything, because you're supposed to learn from her. And so he did, and everything like that. But apparently he did something else wrong while he was there, and the last that I heard was that he got thrown in jail for misbehavior while he was there. So he got imprisoned at the library for his misbehavior, and I don't know what he did. That's all I was able to find out, because like I told you, it's really weird how the information comes to me in little tiny bits and pieces, and that's all I can get out of it. But yeah, so there's that. Oh yeah, so I got distracted from I digressed from the Mark of the Beast issue. They're saying that in this movie by Penel Nagunde, he was saying that the vision that he was saying, that the Lord came and spoke to him and everything. So that, if he's lying, he's in very serious trouble for pretending that he's talking to the Lord and everything. So that's got to be just so you understand, it's very serious if it's not true. So I don't know, maybe it was, but see, he was saying that the Mark of the Beast is the microchip that they're going to have implanted, because what this guy in the vision was saying. You can check out the Penel Nagunde channel. It says something about Mark of the Beast, if you want to check it out. I think it came out today, August 5th. And so he was saying that that what's going to happen first is that people will get used to paying by phone, because they're going to withdraw the cash from the system. So everybody's going to have to turn in their cash. It's not going to be, you're not going to be able to use it, and all credit's going to be given to people's phone. They'll probably do this just as a side thought. They'll probably do this by giving people a little bit of extra money, and they'll be like, "Whoa, this is cool," and you get it on your phone and everything. So cash will be withdrawn, but then once they get people used to that, then they're going to say you have to take a subdermal chip due to a problem with fraud going on. Like there'll probably be some. I don't remember him saying that. I'm just guessing. I'm just adding that in about the fraud thing. But the point in this movie was that it was going to switch over from the phone to the microchip. And then the microchip, the situation will be that if you don't get the microchip, you're going to be in deep doo-doo, because eventually, first it'll start with bars and nightclubs and stuff like that, and then pretty soon it'll be where you can't even go in the shopping market, because they're going to be like, and all the BS that you're seeing on the news and everybody saying, this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated, you can't get your chip. And if you don't get your chip, and if you don't take your chip, well, okay, I'm confusing two issues: the vaccination and the subdermal chip that you have to have for your money. But those might be interlinked. Like for instance, they may come out with a more severe pandemic, and then they'll really say, okay, you absolutely can't risk anybody not having the vaccine, and so you can't even have money to buy or sell unless you have chips. So. What he was saying in that movie was that all the people in the big cities, all God's children in the big cities should get out, people like me, and go into the rural countryside, and then invest in the churches in those places, and make true churches of God there, and invest in things like sustainable agriculture and stuff like that in these small towns. Because what's going to happen is they're going to make it in big cities. It's going to be very difficult to live. unless you get your microchip. But God's children won't take the microchip. Okay, so that was what this guy was saying in this movie. Okay, in the Penile Nagunde channel. Okay. Now, my thought on that is still, as I have originally posted, I don't personally. I mean, I'm willing to believe anything. So I could be. I'm ready to say I could be wrong, because I was thinking that the mark of the beast had to be a spiritual mark, and you get it at birth, and because the scripture says Satan causes everyone, both rich and poor, small and great, free or bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, which you're not going to take a chip in your forehead. At least that doesn't make any sense. That's going to happen. Especially women are not going to put up with like a little scar or something like, or some little lump right there, right in their forehead, unless people are really insane, which could happen. It could happen. I'm just saying I don't think so. It doesn't seem likely to me. So I think it's I'm still of the opinion that it's not that. It's got to be a spiritual mark for this other reason too. Is that, come on, how many people in America are really gonna put up with putting a chip in their body? Now, again, I mean, we've seen stuff that you couldn't have believed a little while ago, so maybe, but I just don't see that half of America with their damn shotguns and their Bibles ain't gonna put up with that stuff, and they're gonna be that's gonna be if they're in time to start shooting with all that ammunition they have stored up, that's gonna be the time. And but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there really will come a time where he causes all, both rich and poor, small and great, free and bond, to get the chip. But he says it's a mark, and a chip isn't a mark. But maybe that's the interpretation. I don't know. But again, currently, what I still think is that we're born with a spiritual mark that angels and demons can see. We can't see it. They know what's up, and the bottom line to it is that you're only going to get that mark of the beast removed if you serve Jesus Christ, because the mark is we're born into service of Satan's kingdom. If that makes sense, even though that may not be the case. I mean, I'm putting it forward as I've always put it forward. By the way, friends, as a hypothesis. I don't know. I'm putting it forth as a hypothesis. But if what I'm saying is true, then this guy on the Penile Nagunde channel is a liar, and I don't want to call him a liar because I don't know that. So I'm just saying that one or the other is true. What I'm saying is true, or what that guy, or what this guy is saying about the mark of the beast being that subdermal chip is true. But it says in your right hand, in their right hands or in their forehead, and then it also says, and then the scripture also says that God will mark his servants with three names: the name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, or the New Jerusalem. And at that point, everybody's not going to be running around with the little, nice little tattoo, Jehovah, Jerusalem, Jesus. No, right? It's a spiritual mark. When I have marked all my servants in their forehead, rescued them, and then the whatever can plague the earth with the punishment for everybody else. That's what the scripture says. So, in my opinion, my theory, my hypothesis, still makes more sense to me than the hypothesis that the mark is a subdermal chip or a tattoo or anything else that half the vain women here in LA are possibly going to put up with being put on their forehead or even on their hand, much less a chip implanted which leaves a little lump, because it's like a little capsule. So, but who knows, man? People are crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen that Mark Dice movie. Holy cow! Where he's out with the clipboard. And he's saying, yeah, we're going to, I'm trying to get signatures to so that we can take and force people who haven't got the vaccine to take it, because we have the right to force them to do that. If you haven't seen that, check it out on the Mark Dice channel. Mark Dice is pretty good, man. He's always been good. I've been following him since the very beginning. And he was, and funny, he was saying, because I've been saying Alex Jones is okay lately, and and he was saying that no other news channel picked up that story. He thought that was going to go, that was going to go viral, but there was like nothing but crickets. Alex Jones and InfoWars was the only broadcast center that put it out, only news organization that picked up on it. And it was he did a great job. And you're like watching this, like, holy cow! There's like all these. I mean, it's like most of the people that he asked that signed it. It's just crazy. There was like one or two people. One person goes, "Scumbag," and keeps walking. Then another guy says, "That's a joke, right?" And then Mark goes, "Yeah, it's a joke, man. Thanks for not being an idiot like the rest, So, yeah.
I started to see a figure sitting there, and he's sitting not in a throne, but he's actually sitting in this heap of gold. He's enormous, at least 12 feet into the air. Just sitting there with a menacing look on his face, almost like a bull's head, but with a human face. So it was really big, deep, like blood red. You know how blood is like almost black, but red. He's really intimidating. He's sitting there, horns that come out and curve. I was terrified. I was terrified. Seeing Satan face to face, I knew I was dead and I was going to hell.
The worship and homage to Satan. And that is what a lot of people in this country know the devil to be. This is about the devil, Satan.
If you're watching this, it's not too late. Say this prayer now. Father in heaven, save my soul by the work of your Son Jesus on the cross, and show me your pure words in the authorized King James Bible.